Hey, and welcome back to another video in the Tiny Tech video series, which focuses on bits of technology that might be useful in your professional work, ranging from working on committees, governance work, getting a board meeting together, getting ready for a community presentation, working with students in various ways, including teaching them in all of our classes that we offer at LTCC. So today let's talk about Canva. And Canva in particular is the subject of a very long workshop. And this is a resource that allows you to do really powerful graphic design. But I'm not going to be talking about it in that sense today. And if you want that information, I can refer you to my long workshop I did on Canva. And this is not Canvas, this is Canva. So if you go to canva.com, you'll find this available in its free version. You can also use the pro version. What I want to focus on today is how to use it to do very simple video editing. Video editing, frankly, is something that I think a lot of you want to do, but you're concerned about jumping in and doing the deep dive in terms of learning and all the functionality of a program like Final Cut Pro. Maybe you want to do simple video editing, but you don't have the right tools available. And by the way, some of the tools out there that I've seen to do video editing put really annoying watermarks on your videos, and so that can be one concern. One way around that is to use Canva here, and I think it's a great opportunity to learn something about video editing in a very simple way that you can create nice professional videos to share on YouTube or Canva Studio. So let's jump in now and look at Canva's video editing opportunities. Okay, so we're going to talk about how you can create some simple edits and render a final video using Canva, canva.com. I like to use this for all my graphic work. You can register for a free account. I have a pro account, which means I have a few more features than you'll have access to, but really you can get quite a bit done if you just use the basic version. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and if you're starting from scratch, when you go home, you can always create a new design and just search for something like this called video and then create that design. I have one I'm already working on, so we'll just go with that one right now. So this is the video editor. This is just like what you would see in a bigger video editing program. You can't do as much, but you can definitely get a lot done. You can resize the timeline here, so that gives you more nuance to be able to go in and work with your clips if you want to do really close cuts or edits on your videos. So this is what we call our timeline, and if you hit play, it'll play the current video. And each of these sits on a separate page, so you can tell that these are separate sections. What I did here was I uploaded a video. I just took it from my desktop, I dragged it right into here, and again, at any time I could hit play, it'll play from wherever I'm at. If I want to create a new page, I do that here, and then that is by default given 5 seconds, and if you play that, it'll just play the white screen. What I can now begin to do is go to the video tab in Canva, and I could find some cool shots. So I can click this in, for example. And this could be even stock video that could be used for your projects in your classes. You could add a title overlay on top of this. If you want something like a little more abstract to bring in, just type in a keyword like abstract. And so I found one I like. It'll be this one. And if I have to resize it, you just put your cursor there, you drag this, because if you have any white showing, that'll show in your final video. And so you might just want to check that with any of the videos that you have. This one looks pretty good. I think it's filling the whole screen. So going back to this one, if I want to add something like a title, I go back to the text tab, and I might find something I like here. So I would just click it, and it'll add it. And I'm going to rename that so it's not about selling products. Probably not the best font, maybe. It's a little obnoxious. We'll just change this anyway. And a lot of templates inside of Canva, so it's really easy to use. So I can allow this now just to play, and that could be my title. If I want to transition, I can create one here. I can do a line wipe, a circle wipe, no transition, dissolve, or a slide type transition. I like dissolves, and if you want, you can create it to last longer, and you'll see what that looks like if we put the timeline here and hit play. A longer dissolve will take longer to go through that next transition, and you can also hit the space bar or hit here to stop it. If I don't like that, or I want to add a page rather, I can add a page there. This is a little fiddly for me, so there's add page and change transition. So hover your mouse right here. As you're doing it, just go up and down. The top is add page, the bottom is change transition. I don't use this one as much. Canva for video editing, I use it for title creation. So if I don't like that duration, I can make it a little bit shorter to 1 second, which is maybe a little more usual. And then I'm ready to go with that. Again, this can be my class clip that I have here, and then this could be an ending clip that I have play. It could be something like an outro, which is a title, and so forth. So that could be kind of cool to have that going. Now here's a cool opportunity. Canva also has royalty-free music and sound effects, not unlike YouTube. And if you're interested, you can watch my other video on open source audio. You're going to find that by clicking on the More button here. Once you do that, you'll see photos, styles, audio, charts, and folders. A lot of opportunity. And also all these apps. You can do some crazy stuff with apps. So I'm just going to click on the Audio tab. And then you can see here I have different types of styles. So this one here is a film epic suspense, and this is a current pro one. And what I would just do is drag it to the timeline, and this is actually pretty cool. So it has the same sort of timeline that you might see in Final Cut Pro. Your video is on top, your audio is on the bottom. Now if I hit play, you'll hear the soundtrack. And I think I was at the very end, so let's get to the beginning. There we go. This is your timeline showing you where you're currently at in your video. So this is a free sound. On any clip, whether an audio or video clip, hover right over here and you see those 3 dots, which are almost like the flip version of the dots you see inside of Canvas, the LMS. Now this is the point where I can add a page, duplicate, change transition, split, or delete. So I want to do a split. So for now, we'll take the audio track off. But what's cool is I did a split there. So what's really a great idea for you is if you're on your class video here, and you could do this without even any titles. Again, this is like an intro and an outro title screen. But let's say you have a section where you want to cut in your class where it might violate FERPA because students are being shown, or there was just some lull, there was a break. What you would do is click here and again go into this little menu here and click on the split. Wherever your timeline is, wherever your index indicator is here, that is where the split is. So get that right where you want it, hit split. Okay, and then if I have another out point, like right after here maybe is where I want the lecture to resume, I hit split again. All you need to do to delete this is hit the 1 and then hit the key on your keyboard, delete, and then the other one. You can also use the bar here, the settings, and click delete. Now your clip is ready to go, and if you have any gaps or things where you want to add transitions, again all you need to really do is click on the add transition right below add page, and this time I could do a line wipe if I want, and then maybe I'm ready to go. What I'll do at the very end of this is I will click download. I want to make sure that I have all pages selected, so click the all pages here or click them individually. Once I'm done with that, I'll hit done, and it's going to save it as the MP4, which is really the format, the only format I recommend you use. So click download and it'll start to download that file. While it's downloading, then we can just talk about how this is a really simple option for you. Again, I worked around the music stuff there and I didn't find what I wanted. When I'm doing stuff in my own Final Cut Pro, I have a lot of abilities to work with music. I can do fades, I can move my tracks around, so it's really sophisticated. So I'm trying to explain this to you because I know you might not want to get into Final Cut Pro and use that. It's full-fledged, it costs some money, and you also have to learn quite a bit. There's a really big learning curve. Whereas using Canva, you just go in and click on Make a Video. You can add in some screens, some audio as you like, do some titles, do some of these basic transitions like the dissolve, make some splits and edits, and that's really it. So we're talking about under 10 total operations in making a video on Canva. Again, when you're done with all that, save it as a download. And then what we're going to do when we're finished with that is we'll load up our Canvas dashboard. And the only thing we have to do is go to Canvas Studio. If we want to make a collection for it, we can do that. Otherwise, we can just click on Add File. And then the particular file will just be added, and let's wait for that to fully download before we do this. Okay, so the file is downloaded. We have it called test here, and I'll show you what that looks like before we actually go into Canva Studio. And this is again what we created. So we did the title here. We download this abstract background. You'll next see a transition coming up that we created, a dissolve of about 1 second. Once that happens, it goes into what I'm calling the pretend video. Pretend this next video is not another title, it's your actual class video from your class. And then this would be your class video with your recording, lecturing to your students. And then we'll go into one more transition around here, which will be just that cityscape playing here with the clouds. So that's very easy to do. Again, I didn't really mess with any audio. If you have audio embedded in your track, you're going to see that popping up on your editor here in Canva. So none of these tracks actually had audio in them, and I can show you what that looks like if you're at all curious. It's going to be a bad one, but let me just load this in because it has some staticky background. So when I play it, you're actually going to hear the audio there. So I know it's a bad example, but it's just some static playing in the background of the video. So if you have any audio embedded in your video track, it will pick that up, which is good news. Now, all I would do again is go to Canva Studio, and I'm just going to bring in this video called test video right here. Okay, and then once I'm doing that, it will start uploading it. Once I'm done with the stage, then I can go in like with any of my other videos in Canva Studio and share those with the world. I can create links. I can share those inside my Canva shell and so forth. So I think this is a really easy process for you, hopefully, to create your own video, do some basic titles, add some music if that works out for you, and do some simple edits as we talked about on your class video to cut out sections that you don't want. When you're done with all that, save that under the download, and it could be a really easy option for you to create some basic videos here inside of Canva, canva.com. Okay, that is it today here in Tiny Technology, talking about using the Canva video editor. I think it's a great opportunity to do some simple edits on your videos, and hopefully you find it useful as you use it in your own professional work. As always, reach out with any questions or concerns, and I'll be back with additional videos here in the Tiny Tech video series.